Trump's tariff gamble backfires as China outmaneuvers the U.S. in global trade. In a bold move, former President Trump once wagered that China would crumble under the pressure of losing American consumers. But here's where it gets intriguing. Beijing didn't just roll over, it pivoted, and this strategic shift has left many scratching their heads. Instead of capitulating to Trump's tariff threats, China simply redirected its focus to the rest of the world, proving that its economic resilience runs deeper than many anticipated. At the outset of his trade war with China, Trump was confident. He believed China's heavy reliance on U.S. consumers would force Beijing to the negotiating table. China has been hit much harder than the USA, not even close, he declared on Truth Social, his own social media platform, in April. Later that month, he acknowledged that while American shoppers might reduce their purchases of Chinese goods, his tariffs were supposedly crippling China's factories. But was this really the case? Fast forward 6 months, and the narrative has flipped. China hasn't just survived, it's thrived. By diversifying its export markets, Beijing has not only offset the losses from reduced U.S. trade, but has also achieved significant growth. According to the General Administration of Customs, while China's shipments to the U.S. plummeted by 27% in September, marking the 6th consecutive month of double-digit declines, its exports to other regions, such as the European Union, surged. This diversification resulted in a 14.8% growth in exports to non-U.S. countries, showcasing China's ability to adapt and thrive under pressure. And this is the part most people miss. Despite the trade war, China's overall exports in September 2025 were up 8.3% compared to the previous year, hitting a record high of $328.6 billion. This success story has even prompted the World Bank to revise its growth forecasts for China upward from 4% to 4.8% for 2025 and from 4% to 4.2% for 2026. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy has faced downward revisions, with the World Bank cutting its 2025 growth outlook to just 1.4%. But here's where it gets controversial. Trump's recent threat to impose 100% tariffs on Chinese goods may no longer carry the same weight. Beijing, having successfully sidestepped previous tariffs, responded with defiance, labeling the move a double standard. A spokesman for China's Ministry of Commerce stated bluntly, "We do not want a tariff war, but we are not afraid of one." This raises a thought-provoking question. Has Trump's strategy backfired, or is this all part of a larger negotiating tactic? Despite the tough talk, there's room for compromise. Trump himself has softened his tone, praising his relationship with President Xi and expressing optimism about resolving the dispute. "I think we're going to be fine with China," he told reporters. Analysts like Deutsche Bank's Jim Reed suggest that the back and forth may be more about showmanship than substance, with markets increasingly pricing in the likelihood of a deal. UBS's Paul Donovan echoes this sentiment, noting conciliatory gestures from both sides. However, there's a subtle counterpoint worth exploring. China's success in rerouting its exports to avoid tariffs may have inadvertently created anomalies in trade data, as noted by Donovan. This raises questions about the long-term sustainability of such strategies and whether they could lead to unintended consequences. As the Fortune Global Forum prepares to convene in Riyadh on October 26th, 27th, 2025, global leaders will undoubtedly grapple with these complex dynamics. The question remains, can the U.S. and China find common ground, or will their economic rivalry escalate further? What's your take? Do you think Trump's tariffs were a strategic misstep, or is China's success merely a temporary workaround? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below.